Let's jump into problem 10.3a, a lump sum purchase. I like lump sum purchases because I think they're logical. So we buy a package of different assets for one price, and then we've got to assign that price or what we paid for it to those assets. And I think it's a pretty logical way to do it. It's the way my intuition would tell me to do it, even if I didn't read about it in an accounting textbook. Let's see how we do with this. On March 1st, 2031, Red Pine Manufacturing purchased a defunct competitor's factory. In a single transaction, Red Pine paid $1.8 million cash for land, a building, and a fleet of forklifts equipment. So we bought land, building, and equipment all in a package deal for $1.8 million, and we got to decide, well, how much value to assign to land versus the building versus the forklift, because I depreciate them all at different rates. I gotta separate them out for my own accounting purposes, even though I got them all in one deal. Because the purchase price was negotiated as a package deal, it was lower than the current market rates. To determine the cost of each asset for accounting purposes, Red Pine hired a professional appraiser. The appraiser provided the following fair values. So the appraiser, you add it up, and the appraiser goes, you got $2.5 million worth of stuff. The land's $800,000, the building's $1.2 million, and the forklift's $500,000 for a total of $2.5 million. We've got to figure out, because we only paid $1.8 million, we can only put it on the books for $1.8 million. We cannot say gain on purchase of $700,000. We're not allowed to do that. These assets on our books are going to be worth $1.8 million, not $2.5 million. But what do I debit, right? Like, how much do I debit each asset for? And the answer is very logical. You go, okay, the land is $800,000 on a $2.5 million purchase. You go $800,000 on a $2.5 million purchase. 32% of my purchase applies to land. Factory building, 1.2 out of 2.5, 48% is the factory, and 20% is the equipment, right? 500 divided by 2.5 is 20%. Then you just go, okay, well, oops, actually I shouldn't have put the times there. The times goes here. I paid $1.8 million. So of that $1.8 million purchase price, 32% belongs on the land. So 0.32 times 1.8 million, 576,000 is the land. Even though the land's fair, like appraised value is $800,000, I put it on the books for 576 because that's the land's share of what I paid for it. 48%, 0.48 times 1.8 million, 864. And 20% of 1.8 million, can I use in my head? 360. I hope. Let's add this up and see if we got it right. 576 plus 864 plus 360. It is indeed $1.8 million in costs that we've assigned to our land, our building, and our equipment. So what does this look like in terms of a journal? So we've answered A and B. A says calculate the percentages. That's here. B says determine the capitalized costs that Red Pine would put on land, building, and equipment. That's this, there's land, building, and equipment. And finally, do a journal entry. The journal entry is pretty straightforward because we paid cash. So credit cash, 1.8 mil. And this was on what day? March 1st. And we're going to debit land for 576. We're going to debit building for 864. Of course, you should probably write out the whole word building, not buildug like I do. And we're going to debit equipment for 360. And of course, we would depreciate these assets, right? We bought it on March 1st. So if it's December 31st fiscal year end, we would count 10 months and do 10/12ths of a year of depreciation based on how many years it's going to live. And of course, land would not be depreciated. But we got to get the right number as a starting point. And that's what this question's all about. We buy a lump sum of products. They're not similar. We pay one price. So we've got to separate out those costs. We've solved it, though. We've solved 10.3a. As always, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now. The next video in our series is right up here, and if you want a supercut of all of the videos in this series, that's the one down below.